Hey, all, I want to try something new. I want to do a series with you. And today I want to talk about culture. Now, this series is going to be all on team leadership, so it'll be different topics. But today is culture. And if you haven't listened to Jenny Catron's podcast on culture, download it right now. Take 15 minutes and listen to it. It is top notch. And in this podcast on culture, she talks about a formula. And the formula is culture equals values times behavior. Essentially, it's asking questions like, well, what are our team values that are being verbalized? And what's the behavior behind these values? And do our behaviors align with what we're saying? All of this to say, culture is connecting people with people. And the more I sat on this and chewed on it, I thought, what would it look like to bring the kingdom of God culture into the workplace? And what if it's not only just connecting people with people, but culture is about connecting people with Jesus? Pastor Heather Zempel, a teaching pastor at National Community Church, she preached a sermon this summer called Tenacious Friendship, and it comes out of Mark 2. And in Mark 2, it talks about all these friends gathered together around a paralyzed man, and they had to get him to Jesus no matter what the cost was. And so they ended up lowering him through the roof of somebody's home just to get him to Jesus. Talk about tenacious friendship. And I couldn't help but think about the culture where we're carrying each other's mat. See, in that sermon, Pastor Heather asks two questions. Whose mat are you carrying, and who's carrying your mat? What would it look like if we were carrying each other's mats beyond the point of convenience? I'd love to be known as a friend like that. What would it look like if in our culture of our workplace we were caring about our coworkers beyond the point of a paycheck, beyond the point of cordial communication? You see, the story is about people going out of their way for their friends. So what would it look like in our workplace if the whole point of connecting people to people was also about connecting people to Jesus? It was bringing the kingdom of God culture wherever we go. So in the culture that you are presently in, let me ask you this. Whose mat are you carrying? Who's carrying your mat? Do your behaviors line up with your verbalized values? And how are you bringing the kingdom of God culture right where you are at today?